Good evening, North Carolina A&T fans, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Aggie Pridecast as we talk to some of the top North Carolina A&T athletes and coaches and administrators here, kind of bringing you information about North Carolina A&T Athletics as we get into men's basketball season. It is on its way. It's right around the corner. And, of course, one of the standouts from last season for the North Carolina A&T men's basketball team is my guest. His name is Landon Glasper out of Fayetteville, not North Carolina, but Arkansas. And he's headed back there this year as they play Arkansas in a non-conference game later this season. But Landon, how are you, man? And how excited are you about starting a new season?
I'm doing great, and I'm very excited for the new season and looking forward to what's ahead of us.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what happened behind us just a little bit. You got off to such a great start, had 4 30-point games, was really lighting up the scoreboard, one of the more prolific scorers in the country at one point. But take us through that moment. I believe it was maybe Delaware where the injury first initially happened. What were your first initial thoughts about the injury? Did you think it was serious? Did you think it was something that would keep you out for a significant amount of time?
No, sir. My first initial thought was just some minor, just something that like I bumped knees or came down the wrong way because if you can see in that game after I got hurt, I came back and played because I thought it wasn't serious, and then the next morning I found out that it was actually serious when I could barely walk when I woke up that next morning.
So basically, you were going off sheer adrenaline in that game in terms of being able to return. What was your thoughts when you found out that you might be out for a good amount of time?
It was devastating because obviously I didn't want to miss any games or be out, and just having to be patient because for a while they didn't know what actually was wrong with me. So just being patient and just staying grounded. But I feel like my teammates and coaches kept me held up.
How difficult was that for you? Because you guys were rolling. I mean, you had come off a pretty big win against Coastal Carolina. You jumped into the conference season. You were 4-2. You guys were kind of top 3 in the conference. How tough was that to kind of see some of the losses pile up as you were trying to get healthy again?
Um, it was pretty tough, but at the same time, I feel like it was a good thing to just for those guys to play without me and play and just see what's going on without another scorer on the team. So it was a good thing watching from a different point of view. But at the same time, I just really wanted to play, so it was kind of hard on me.
What did you learn from looking? I mean, did you learn anything from being on the sideline, or you learned nothing because I want to play?
And I definitely learned something because I was always taught if I'm not on the I'm not able to play, be a coach on the sidelines and be able to like see things that I wouldn't be able to see while I was playing. So I was just paying attention to how they was guarding different players and what sets they was running and the just everything like what sets they call it this time. Just trying to critique everybody and everybody's game that I watched when I was out.
Let's talk about we're with our starting shooting guard Landon Glasper. We'll be joined by his head coach Monte Ross in a few minutes. I want to talk about your offseason, the rehab after the season ended. Kind of what are some of the progressions that you went through? What are some of the things that you worked on to come back and to be a better player?
Well, the first thing I worked on was just on my legs the most because I feel like that's why I got hurt because I wasn't working on my legs as much during the season. So just getting in rehab with Tish after the season and when I went home, just following the same things that she had me go through and different things from other coaches that I know, and just staying down and staying focused and staying what's the word? Just staying focused and stacking days and doing the right things. And, that worked out perfectly fine for me because now I'm 100%.
100% ready to go. North Carolina A&T Aggies. They get underway on November 4th from Corbett Sports Center. I think that's where Landon is joining us from. He's already ready. He got the banners in the background. He hopes to add. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we hope to have those seats filled throughout the season, opened the season against Cheney. You have quite a few new teammates on the roster that Coach Ross added during the offseason. What has practice been like for you guys so far, and how are the guys meshing together?
It's been really good. I feel like the guys are meshing together really good. Everybody's really excited. Everybody's playing hard. I feel like we're a really tight knitted group this year, and I feel like people will see that on the court this year, as some people said they didn't last year. So I feel like the new piece he added was great new pieces because we all just play off each other and mesh good together.
No question about it. Joined by head coach Monte Ross here. Jumped in on me on a surprise, but glad to have him. There he is. Big smile, straight out of Philly, rooting for those Eagles. Unfortunately, I'm a Commanders fan, so we'll talk about that later. But
you guys are
all
pretty
good.
this year.
Yeah. That trigger man makes all the difference. Yeah, that quarterback makes all the difference. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm out here on the recruiting trail. We're actually coming to see one of the gentlemen that committed to join us next year. So we want to show him some love, and we had the day off today, so we wanted to get out here and see him. But I'm out here in the boondocks. It's out here, man. It's out here. So that's why I was having trouble with the signal. But we're here now, so I should be good to go.
Beating the bushes, man. No matter where they are, we're gonna go find them.
For sure.
What since you brought up recruiting, what were some of the goals as you guys ended the season a year ago that you wanted to have in terms of the guys you wanted to bring in for 24-25? I know you kind of wanted to get a little older. We were very young a year ago, but what were some of the things that you wanted to add as you went into 24-25?
Well, one of the things that we felt was vital for us is we had to get some help around Landon. We had such a load on him, and he was so you know the focus of everyone's scouting report because he was doing so much, and we wanted to make sure we got some help around him. And I think we were able to do that. We were able to get a couple guys, and it's funny because I told the story on, I think it was on Media Day. When we first got here, we got Cam Shell, and Cam Shell was the main reason that Landon came. So we got Landon, and now we got Ryan Forrest. Landon was the reason that Ryan Forrest came. So I think these guys are recruiting good players for us. And always, one of my favorite saying is game recognized game. So these guys know who can play and who can't play, and they want to get some help around them. So we were able to do that with Ryan, John Lamuth, Bryson Ogletree, and the big fella Stratos from Greece. But again, we wanted to get deeper. We wanted to get a little bit older. We didn't, it's funny. We got some transfers, but shoot, most of the transfers were freshmen last year. So they're sophomores this year. They do have some experience, which is good for us. But I think Landon and Cam are doing a great job of showing these guys the way, showing them how we operate, showing them what the program is all about.
No question about it. We're joined here by our head coach, Monte Ross, on the recruiting trail, checking out a player that he's going to bring into Aggie land. And we have Landon Glasper with us. Also have Lonnie Shaw with us. Says it's a great decision to stay, Landon. We never had any doubt, so I wasn't even worried about it. It was. But and then we have Earthel Hines. If a young man can hoop, the Aggies will find you, and no question about it. We've had some stellar guys here over our history, so that's a fact right there. Coach, what was the selling point that kind of really convinced you that North Carolina A&T was a place for you?
Well, I always knew the tradition of North Carolina A&T, and it's funny because the first time I ever saw the team play was when Thomas Ice Griffiths was at the MEAC tournament, and it was being held in Philadelphia. And I got a ticket. I went, I saw, and ever since then, I knew it was a basketball-centric place. When when I was at Winston-Salem State, I didn't know as much because you're young, you're a student, you're playing, and you're really focused on yourself. And shoot, at that time we were focused on ourselves and Jiho. That was the only thing that I knew about A&T. But it's been terrific, and it's allowed us to attract good quality players. Like Landon here. That was one of the things I think that triggered Landon to come back was, the fans, the school, the people, his teammates, all those types of things. And A&T allows you to really, really have, you know, a tremendous, tremendous group of guys that you can coach.
No question about it. And it's certainly hard to give up Greek night. Am I right, Landon? It's kind of hard to give up that night, but certainly glad to have you back into the fold. I'm going to ask you the same question. What convinced you? I know he mentioned your junior college teammate Cam Shell, but what were some of the other things that played a factor in you coming into Aggieland?
Just the on my visit, just the coaches being real since day one, telling me they just not telling me what I wanted to hear. They telling me what I needed to hear and what I needed to do to play and to be a big part of the team. And that's all I needed to hear because you're not gonna find too many coaches that just gonna keep it real with you like that.
Tell me what your progress was coming out of high school. Describe your high school career a little bit for our fans who are watching, and talk about what the recruiting process was for you coming out of high school before you came over to North Carolina A&T.
The recruiting process for me in high school was pretty slow. I mean, I had only one division on one offer coming out of high school, and then that school kind of took it away because me coming out of the high school, they switched head coaches. That was University of Pine Bluff, and so I was playing pretty good. I started all 3 years varsity, all state, all conference every year. Um, it just honestly, I think it was just the position I put myself in with school. So I feel like that my recruiting process was just very slow because of that.
Well, he is here now. He is a North Carolina A&T Aggie, wearing the colors loud and proud, and we are certainly glad to have him here. Coach, what was your first impression of Landon when you got him into a practice uniform?
Well, my first impression of him was when Cam told me about him. I said, "Well, give me some film." And when I saw the film, I was like, "Wow, this guy can score." And it's funny what happened. We lost a player from A&T to transfer, and Cam came in the office. He was like, "Coach, don't even worry about that." He said the best shooter I ever played with was in my backcourt with me at Coffeyville. And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." And so he said, "Landon Glasses." So he put us in contact. And really, I always tell the story. It was one of the easiest recruitments that we ever had. I called, I introduced myself. Landon and I had probably like a 10-minute conversation. And, I told him, "Look, I want you to come on a visit, see what we are about and everything." He called me back probably about 20 minutes later. He was like, "Yo, coach, I'm coming." I was like, "Good, man. I want you to come on a visit and see." He was like, "No, I'm coming. Cam told me what you was all about, what this program was all about. I'm coming." I'm like, "Wow, that was easy." So, but, when he actually got here and we saw him practice, it was evident what type of player that he was. Somebody that can really, really score the basketball, and somebody that was a fierce, fierce competitor. And whenever you have that combination, it's going to be easy to coach. And Landon has been really, really easy to coach throughout his time here.
Outstanding. We're here with Landon Glassberg, unanimous preseason All CAA. Congratulations on that. Everybody voted for you. And we have our head coach here, Monte Ross. And Landon, what does it mean to you to be an Aggie? I think you've been through a couple of GHOs now. So you've kind of had that experience a little bit, and you've been on the yard. So tell me what it is to you to be an Aggie.
It means a lot. I mean, it means more to me every day. Just seeing all the alumni come through here, just seeing all the people that really care about the Aggies and see how like they say, Aggie Pride runs deep, and it really runs deep. I'm actually getting to see that every day, and every time I'm out here on campus, I see like why Aggie Pride runs deep. So it means a lot to me now. It's been meaning a lot to me, but it really means a lot more to me as I'm learning more about the school and about the history of the school.
Let's talk a little basketball. Season kicks off November 4th. 7 and 24 year ago, we talked about the injuries with Landon. Coach dropped off. That's why we talked hoops. But Hita Kudus as well. Jason Murphy didn't join us until mid-December, and then he missed the last few games of the season. But now we're into a new season. When you're trying to build a program, Coach, and you see those early games, the Wake Forests, the Arkansas, do those games kind of make you feel like people are not going to see our progress early on, or do you kind of welcome those type of games so that your team gets better?
No, I welcome them, and I told the guys last year, and they know from this year that we could have very easily stacked our schedule with easy games, but that's not going to prepare us for the CAA. And one of the things that one of our mantras that we leaned on last year was, could we be committed to the process of what we're doing without being emotionally attached to the results? And I can't say enough about the guys, the way that we approach the non-conference schedule. And I told them, I said, look, guys, I need you to trust me. We have experience in building a championship team, experience in winning in the CAA, and I could see the progress. Although the wins weren't coming, I could see the progress with our team. And I told them, I said, look, everything that we're doing right now is all for January the 4th. Now, our first league game last year was January the 4th. And so everything that we were doing was a build up to that. And when we got to January the 4th, we just took off. And that's the same thing that we're going to try to do this year, is play a very difficult non-conference schedule and make sure that we're ready for this year. We got a December 3rd date with Hampton thrown in there. We want to be ready for that, and then ready for the bulk of our conference schedule, because we know that everything that we want to get, everything we want to achieve, it's going to come down to how we do in our conference. So we're going to prepare the guys. Again, we could have very easily played a very easy schedule, but we want these guys to be challenged. And you know what? Like, we had a type of team, Brian, that these guys are competitors. They want to see where they are. They want to go up against Arkansas, Wake Forest, George Washington, Cheney, all those guys. They want to go up against them. And I tell you, the biggest thing that's a comfort for me, I got some guys that we may not win the game, but we aren't going to be scared. Like, these guys aren't going to be scared. They're not going to back down one bit. And I love that type of competitiveness.
No question about it. There's some fun games on the schedule too, especially the home schedule. Morgan State, former MEAC opponent, comes into town. UNCG comes back to Club Corbett on December 7th. And then, of course, the rivalry of all rivalries, what I call the family feud. December 28th, North Carolina Central, North Carolina A&T. Your mom went to Central, your dad went to A&T. It's just kind of built into the cake in terms of families in North Carolina. But there's just something different about those HBCU games. Do you agree with that? It's just something different with the Morgan States, and there's just a different vibe when you're kind of playing some of those traditional rivals.
No, for sure. And I think the fans get really excited about it because, like you said, they're old rivals from the MEAC. And I know there's a little bit of, other coaches saying, okay, well, we're going to show y'all that y'all should still be in the MEAC, and y'all shouldn't have left. And so I don't say that we get, we understand that all those games are very important, and we're going to give those games the attention that it deserves. But before we get to those games, we got a host of other games that we got to give a lot of attention to. But when those games come around, we understand the specialness of it. We understand the attachment of the fans that they have for those games, and we'll give it its proper due. But it's exciting. It's fun. We love to have Corbett loud and crazy and a tremendous atmosphere. And that's what I'm expecting to get, especially for all those games, but for all of our games as well.
No question about it. Landon, when you see the George Washingtons, the Arkansas, the Wake Forests on the schedule, Coach says he's got some dogs on the team. Does the bow wow come out in you? I mean, do you do you get kind of really pumped up for those type of opponents?
Yes, sir, most definitely. I definitely get real pumped up against those type of. I get pumped up every game, but I feel like against those guys, we really have to go out there and show them.
No question about it. I have Ryan listening with us. Has a question for Coach. He says, "How will the Greek twins change your offensive strategy? Do you see more outside in plays?" I think he's talking about Hida Kudus and the young man we brought in. How will they fit into what you want to do offensively in 24-25?
Well, I think the biggest thing that they do right now is when we play against bigger teams, we'll be able to guard them one on one, and we don't have to double team the post and that sort of thing because those guys are big, they're strong. Nikos has come back much stronger, much bigger, and Stratos, his Greek teammate from the national team, is already a big guy. Now Stratos is a freshman, so he has some things that he has to learn, and he has to get some of that experience. But I think our practices have been such that it will help him with that. And also, having Will back, Will has been a tremendous force in there for us inside, along with Jason Murphy as well. So I think a combination of those guys, manning the middle force is going to bode well for us this season.
No question about it. Earl Hines wants to remind me that those rivalries go before the MEAC. They go all the way back to the CIAA. So no question about it. Oh, those old school black college rivalries. No question about that. Let's talk. You mentioned Will Felton. I mean, ran into some tough luck over the last couple of years. How does he look? Does he look healthy? Does he look ready to go and ready to play finally some college basketball in his career?
He does. He does. We've been very, very pleased with Will's progress and where he's been. He's just such a big, strong body in there. I know these guys are ready for him to start beating up on some other guys. They're tired of running into his screens and having them push them around and that sort of thing. So we've had some good battles in there with Will, and Will is our best talker on the team on defense, and so we need his voice out there. We need his activity, and we need that girth that he has. He brings us every single day.
No question about it. I think Landon likes that word girth, man. Bring that girth to the table. Landon, for you, how excited are you to kind of have some big bodies down there? Will's back. You got Jason Murphy. You have the two young men from Greek. Now you got some bigs down there. Does that make your game a little easier?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. It definitely does. Yes, sir. I'm definitely excited to have the bigs we had last year and a new addition big, Hida Kudus. They definitely opened up the floor more for the guards. And they definitely
How is it in terms of how does that change your game when you have a little more height on the floor? How does that improve what you guys are doing as guards?
Just putting more pressure on the defense. Like pick and rolls and things like that. They have to stop the roll and just put more pressure on the defense where they can't just focus in on me or the other guards. They have to focus in on the bigs too. So,
Coach, talk about some of your newcomers. Jonathan Latham. You mentioned Forrest that's coming in as well. How do those guys change the dynamic of what you guys want to do as you head into CAA play?
Well, I think the first thing they do is they bring good quality depth. I think they bring a certain type of attitude in terms of, we like to say no fear. Whoever we are going up against, those guys are up for the task, and they're not going to back down from anybody. I think it allows us to play a number of different ways. We can play two bigs, we can play four guards, and it gives us a lot of versatility. And then, like I said, it gives us that depth, and that's what we were missing so much last year, where we just didn't have the depth that we needed to have in order to play different ways, in order to extend the floor defensively, in order to get up and down. We had to play a lot slower than we would like to play, and we like to play this year we'll play a more up and down type of style, which I'm sure the fans will enjoy a lot as well.
Speaking of fans, season tickets are on sale. Some exciting games on the schedules, certainly in the non-conference. November 4th, we kick off against Cheney, 7 p.m. be there. Season opener. So excited about being there. November 20th, Morgan State comes to town. December 7th, UNCG. December 28th, North Carolina Central. So we got a great non-conference schedule, and then we get started in the CAA in January. Actually got a road game, CAA road game in December against Hampton, but get rolling in January. The Elons and all those guys come to town. Exciting time for us. Pack the stands. We just want to see you there. We're trying to figure out all the stuff with the Greek nights and all that kind of stuff. So going to be another exciting season. Come out to Corbett Sports Center. Again, we get started November 4th. Coach Dean, this thing is right around the corner, man. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. We have a scrimmage this coming Saturday, which these guys will really get an opportunity to play against some different competition. And I think they're excited about that. We'll have another scrimmage next week, 2 closed scrimmages. And then we get started with November the 4th. And, we're excited about every game, every time we get a chance to put our uniforms on and play against somebody else in a different uniform. It excites us and it excites our guys. And these guys they're raring to go. And I want to give a special shout out to everybody that's listening because of our students won't be home or won't be in school for that December 28th game. We need you to come out against North Carolina Central, December the 28th. We need you to bring 2 and 3 friends as well. We got to pack the Corbett Center because the game is on national TV. It's on CBS, not CBS Sports Network or anything. It's on national CBS. So we want to make sure the Corbett Center shows the way that it would like on a Greek night that we would play. So that's going to be my mantra for up until that game. Not skipping any steps of the teams that we play, but we got to pack the house for December 28th.
No question about it. A very special doubleheader that CBS is doing. They do that a lot for the PWIs, the Carolina, the Kentuckys. And so for them to come in and do it for the 4 HBCUs that they will be highlighting, Central, A&T, Hampton, and Howard, it's going to be a special night. And, we're really trying to work on, packing it just as if it was a regular A&T NCCU game that you would have when the students are here. Yes. And so, that is certainly, if you're a local A&T student, come out. If you're in Greensboro, you have nothing to do. You've returned all your items to the store, so come on out to the game and see how we do it against North Carolina Central. So it's going to be a big one and a great showcase for North Carolina A&T on national TV. Landon, you gearing up for that one, man? You got your hair done for that one? You gonna be ready to go?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be ready. Yes, sir.
No question about it. Landon, what are you looking for most to the season? I mean, I think guys feel like there's some things that you need to prove. 7-24 a year ago, you got off to a great start in the conference, but kind of fell off a little bit. What are you looking forward to the most as the season gets underway?
Just looking forward to playing our best basketball. Every top.
No question about it.
That's no problem.
Might need you to repeat that answer because I don't think we heard it quite yet. But we got some. The alarm went off, I think, on Coach's car.
Yeah.
So there we go. But giving us that one more time. What are you looking forward to?
I said I was just looking forward to showing everybody that we can be a top defender. Top contender in the CAA. Just showing all the fans that we can be a top contender and that we would be a better team than we was last year.
Does that 10th place prediction give you guys any motivation, or it doesn't matter?
Yes, sir, most definitely. We don't really try to look into things like that, but that definitely gives us motivation to see how low they have us ranked. And I think they just put another chip on everyone's shoulder, so we'll be good.
Coach, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you about the landscape of college athletics now. Certainly, as you're dealing with basketball, you're going to see one of your recruits tonight. How much has it changed from when you were the head coach at Delaware versus now as the head coach at North Carolina A&T? How much has the landscape changed? And I asked that because we recently saw Tony Bennett step down from Virginia. And so just kind of wanted to kind of get your perspective on not so much Virginia, but the landscape of college
Sure.
athletics right now.
Well, it's unique. It's unique, and I like to say that obviously it's changed. When at Delaware, you recruited freshmen, and you saw them grow from freshman, sophomore, junior to when they became seniors. And a lot of times you were young, went through your growing pains when they were young, but then when they became older, you had a chance to be a really good team and a contender in your league. Nowadays, you almost skip steps where you get good quality JUCO players, you get good quality transfers, and you're able to sort of catapult yourself up. It's different, but like I tell the staff, it's something that we have to embrace. We have to embrace it because it's not going anywhere. This is the lay of the land now. This is the way college basketball is going to go. So we want to be a part of it. So we have to be able to adjust. But I think it's different at A&T. Like we return 83% of our scoring is what somebody told me, and I'm like, I didn't realize that until I was told. But it's a testament to what A&T is all about: the fan support, the social life, the academics. A&T is a special place. Now, with that being said, we have to keep up with the college landscape in terms of NIL and paying our players and trying to keep them out of the transfer portal. But that's the way it goes, and we have to be a player in it. And we are a definite player in it this year, this season with our guys, and we want to be even more, even a bigger player in it next season and as the years to come. But we're going to need all the support from our fans, from our donors, from our alums to help us do that because we want to continue to play in this space, and that's what it takes to play in this space in this day and age.
No question about it. Shout out to William Partee. Wanted to know what are your thoughts on the local recruiting locally? Is that something that you want to focus more on, or is this now the day and age where you just kind of have to broaden your horizons a little bit?
No, well, we've always wanted to start locally and then work our way out to the outskirts and from there. And we try to get out to see as many local high schools as we can, myself and the rest of the staff, because we do want. It's very important for us to start locally and then work our way out nationally from there.
Landon Quasi Free wanted to know, you spent a lot of time at the free throw line last season. Did you work on your upper body during the off season to kind of get yourself there even more this season?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I definitely have. I definitely was working on my upper body, and I feel like you will be able to see it in my game this year.
No question, no question. As you guys, both of you, as you guys enter into this season, just talk a little bit about what it's been like for you guys in practice, the intensity and those things, and what fans can expect as we enter into the new season. Starting with you, Coach.
Well, I think it's this has been one of the most competitive groups that I've had. And I told them, we have the chance to be one of the best defensive teams that I've coached. And it's going to take, we're not there yet, but we can get there. And that's saying something because when I was at Temple as an assistant, we were always at the top of our league. We were one or two in most defensive categories. And if we weren't number one, it's because Houston was number one. And we all know how good defensively they are. So, we've taken a lot of things that we did at Temple, what we did at Delaware, and we've applied it to this group. And this group has really grasped it and has really been, out in the forefront in terms of how good we can be defensively. If we're good defensively, we have a chance to be really, really good because the talent that we have, the scores that we have, the ability we have to put points on the board. But it's going to start and end for us on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball. And if we do that, I really like this team, and I like where we can end up by the end of the year.
Landon, what's practice been like for you? Has it been intense and really quick? Who has the best hops on the team?
That's easy.
I'm not gonna say one. It's either between Bryson and Ryan Forrest. Most definitely.
Okay.
Not gonna get to neither one yet.
So I'm guessing we can see some alley-oops, some Lob City type stuff this season.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. We would definitely have a little bit of alley-oops. I like sometime this year. Yes, sir.
Definitely looking forward to it, guys. November 4th, things kick off. Season tickets are on sale in cataggies.com. Some great single games for you in the non-conference. Of course, Coach mentioned the game against Central, UNCG, our crosstown rival. We need to beat UNCG. We've lost a few to them, so we need to go ahead and knock those guys down a little bit. But certainly some great single game action for us. Landon Glasper, all CAA preseason. Cam Shell, honorable mention preseason. Great backcourt for North Carolina A&T. And then, of course, our head coach, Monte Ross, entering into his second season in Aggie land as the head man. And Landon's over there in Corbett with all those great legends there. Hopefully we can add his picture to the wall over there from all those legends. Shout out to Al Addles, who we lost this past year. Rest in peace. But, great history. And hopefully these two gentlemen right here will continue to add to it. Anything you guys want to add before we go?
Well, it's always a pleasure for me to talk to the Aggie Nation. It's special. And I tell people that. Aggie pride, like Landon said, runs deep. And we feel it. We feel you guys when you come out, when you cheer us on, when you're supportive of us. We love it. And it means the world to us. So please continue to support us, continue to bring that Aggie pride to each and every game. And we're going to return the favor to you by the way that we play and how we represent this great Aggie tradition.
No question about it. Aggie pride, loud and proud. Thank you, Landon. Thank you, Coach. Enjoy your evenings, and we will see you on the court. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, guys.